I've been here about a year and a half, and I'm telling you, I'm kind of seeing how great it is to be here. There's so many awesome entrepreneurs here, awesome women, awesome men, and I've been really blessed to be a part of that. A lot of you obviously know me as the physical therapist, Watson Wellness, and I'm one of those people that I still love what I do, which is a great thing. But like any journey, journeys kind of change with time. And one thing I noticed when I got here, I started moving into a little bit different direction besides just physical therapy. And one of those was really looking into mentoring people and coaching people from health to just success coaching in other areas of their life. So I've just been going through that journey, and now I'm just here kind of separating it a little bit from what I do as a physical therapist. But I'm really excited to help people kind of in this different way of just going from health goals to more personal goals to entrepreneurial goals. A lot of you guys are entrepreneurs in this room, and it's not easy, it's scary, but it's really phenomenal. So I just feel really led to do that and kind of help people toward that goal for themselves. Also, I do a lot of health and wellness topics, but I've also been led to do a little bit more motivational topics, and that's what I'm kind of here to do tonight. I thought about kind of what I want to talk about tonight and what would really kind of inspire all of you, but I know one thing for sure, everybody here loves to improve themselves, right? When we're better people, we get to touch more people, right? We get to just be and connect more with people and do the things we were meant to do. So I decided to kind of, motivate you in a different way, and this is how I came up with my topic, creating your Starshine. What does Starshine mean? It's kind of a cross, I guess, between star and sunshine. My twin sister often had said that to me, like, you are my Starshine. And her thought of what that really means is just that you're exuding presence of light and love and warmth and connection for others. And I love the phrase, and I think we all want to create a little bit more Starshine in our life. So that's what I kind of want to talk about tonight. Many of you know, is this working? Hold on. Many of you know me well, this is actually one of my favorite quotes. Sometimes you have to take a leap and build your wings on the way down. So as we all know as entrepreneurs, we have to kind of take that step into uncomfortability, but that's where we grow. That's where we grow personally. That's where we grow professionally. And as I talk tonight, there's gonna be some things you guys might think, oh, that's a little bit hard to do, but I'm telling you, when you step out of your comfort zone, awesome things happen. I see it all the time with myself. I see it with you guys. I see it with so many people. So I encourage you to just kind of take a leap kind of with me tonight, okay? There we go. So start the star, you guys. The center of your star is really yourself, your authentic self. I have down here authenticity with boundaries. Authenticity with boundaries. What does that mean? When you have authenticity, you guys, with boundaries, it protects your peace, it protects your heart, it protects who you are. Authenticity is really, when we kind of get down to what the definition is, it's what makes you tick, right? It's what your path is, what maybe your morals are, what your beliefs are about yourself. And that's really important to keep that safe, right? Sometimes we don't always know what that is, or sometimes we get lost in the world and kind of forget who we are, right? So sometimes we have to start dumping. And I mean dumping, it could be food. We have some nutritionists here. We talk a lot about detox, and cleansing. Sometimes we have to get the junk out to let the good stuff in and let us just remind us of who we really are. So it could be food, it could be relationships, yikes. It could be relationships, it could be a job, it could be a behavior. This stuff is not easy to do. There's always a lot of support to get that done, but you need to start dumping sometimes to let the good stuff in. And I always say, this is where the boundaries come in, you guys. You gotta say no more than you say yes. That is hard for at least a lot of women in this room, right? That's kind of what we do. We kind of hover and make sure everybody's okay. But when we say no more, we really protect ourselves, and we love ourselves, and we love others better. When we let the boundaries down, what happens? We get irritable, we get moody, we start getting really bitter, and that's not something we really want to do. So really protecting our heart by being authentic, right? Creating the boundaries that we need, and then just moving forward from that. And I have a few examples here, you guys. Once we feel that we're into ourselves, things you can do. Meditate. Love my yogis, Meditation's really important. How that looks for you is different for everyone. Moving. And I said moving instead of exercise. Sometimes I just dance in my house, and that's pretty good to me, Moving really moves you into the place you need to be too. physical work helps with body work, helps with mind work, okay? Also, sleep. You guys, we don't sleep enough either, right? Sleep is when we really heal ourselves, but also our subconscious gets to come to the forefront and can heal some things there. So this is what we need to work on, is really staying true to who we are, no matter who you are. And that's really the core of the star of who you are, okay? Some of the things we're gonna talk about is kind of to keep that authenticity there for every one of us, and we'll see how that goes, okay? The one point of the star that I like to call creativity with delegation. Creativity with delegation. What do I mean by that? So, you guys, creativity with delegation really creates courage. What I mean about creativity is doing something that you've never done before, really getting out there and doing something to stretch you, because often you'll find you're better at things than you ever thought you were, not just the things you knew you were good at. And creativity takes on all forms, you guys. It takes on maybe a new form of exercise. It takes on maybe a new kind of food, new kind of movement. Maybe it takes on, you're getting more into arts and crafts. I remember when I blew out my knee skiing. This was many years ago now, Mindy remembers this. But I really couldn't run. I couldn't do a lot of things that I really thought were me. And I started getting more creative, you guys. And when I started doing that, I still do some of that stuff to this day. I found out cool gifts about myself that I never thought I had, or would have had if I would have pushed to kind of tap into more of my creative side. When we tap into our creative side, you guys, we see gifts we didn't have, but we also see gifts that we don't have. You guys, we have to delegate. We can't be good at everything, right? We need sometimes to have people kind of help us out, advocate for us. A lot of times in this day and age, we're trying to do 20 things at once, but we're not doing them effectively. We gotta know what our limits are. You know, I think, you know, Wonder Woman is really big right now, right? She's kind of come on the scene. We love her. I've dressed up like her before for Halloween, not this year. But often when we think of her, I feel like we sometimes have a misconception that she's always strong. She's always doing the right thing 100% of the time. I don't see that at all. I think she's strong and powerful, but she also knows what her limitations are, and she delegates out to her other superhero friends, okay? She pushes herself in creative places, but she also really sticks in what she knows, and she's creative enough, she's humble enough to reach out to other people to help her. So creativity with delegation is huge. And this is another thing I always like to point out a lot of times. To open up creativity, we got to dump things. Again, you're seeing a common theme here. You know, I gave some examples. TV, bad food, and oh my God, social media. Don't say social media. We love our social media. I use social media. It's a great platform. But like we all do in America sometimes, we kind of go high and right with things. And you guys, the research is out there. Overuse of social media, overuse of TV, it is affecting us physically, cognitively, socially, spiritually. It's not good. We got to learn to kind of corral that stuff in. When we dump some of that stuff, this stuff happens. We go back to our authentic self, our creative self. The other point of that star, self-advocacy with your peeps. I'll call it my peeps. You guys might call it tribe. You might call it your village. I call it my peeps. But what does that mean? Self-advocacy with your peeps. When you do that, you guys, when you self-advocate and then you surround people that advocate for you, you create in all your businesses powerful leadership, before, you know, more than you could ever realize. But you got to learn to advocate for yourself. No one does that better than you. You're the one that has to live in your body 24 hours a day. You have to protect yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. Once you do that, start looking for the people that advocate for you, and don't limit yourself to the same kind of people. Don't do that. I'm telling you right now, in my own immediate family, we have Christian, we have Jew, we have Black, we have white, we have Republican, we have Democrat. You know, it really creates a lot of diversity. And I'm telling you, some of my greatest advocates, you guys, were people that didn't think like me, didn't come from the same culture as me. So we like to resonate with people and connect with people that are like us, but don't limit yourself. Really realize that advocates can sometimes come in all different shapes and colors, and they can really be powerful for you. So that's just something to think about. Also, I'm a big person that when you pick a person that advocates for you, they have to celebrate all of you. The good, the bad, the ugly, right? One of my prior teammates, Susie Faber-Hamilton, I might have spoken to her, to some of you guys in the past. She was a 3-time Olympian, 9-time national champion, and she struggles with bipolar. And she has made a career, just an amazing journey, and she talks about it to this day across the country, just how she's been able to rise up against that. And one of her favorite quotes, and I love this quote, is, if I'm too much for you, you're not enough for me. Okay? If I'm too much for you, you're not enough for me. You gotta find the people that celebrate all of you. Dump the rest. That doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean you're bad. They're just not your peeps. Okay? Get the people that really, really celebrate you. Again, go figure. You gotta dump some things. This is a hard one for all of us. Self-sabotage, self-doubt. This is what we do at night. We think we can't do it. We come up with all these reasons why we shouldn't do something. There's a lot of support out there to help people kind of get past that part, but that's a big one, you guys. You gotta dump that. We gotta get out of our head to live kind of life we were meant to live, okay? Let go, let go of what people think about you. That's another one that's really hard. Where would I hear this quote once? Someone said, what people think of you is none of your business. And I'm like, that's actually a valid point. It takes up a lot less energy, right? I think so. I'm like, good point. It doesn't matter, right? Get rid of self-doubt. Get rid of what people think about you. Not everyone's gonna like you. Believe it or not, not everyone's gonna like me, but that's okay. Just again, going back to living your authentic self is really, really key. Self-advocacy with your peeps is gonna create a lot of power. So, another choice. This is one of my favorite, okay? I love intuition. All of us have intuition, you guys. Intuition with soul purpose. Intuition with soul purpose, you guys. Intuition is genius, okay? What do we think about when we think of intuition? We think, gut instinct, something that just feels good. I'm led to do it. Like, I don't know why. It doesn't really have any, quote, rhyme or reason. But that's what kind of intuition is. Soul purpose is your path, what you feel you need to go down, your goals, your vision for yourself. When you put those together, you guys, it's genius. Your gut is genius when it's healthy. We have a lot of health and wellness practitioners in this room, and we know that a lot of good things are stored in the gut, raised in the gut, great hormones, great happy pills, great neurotransmitters, all that stuff, you guys, creates genius. We always say this is our second brain. Well, I kind of say it's our first, I lead a lot by intuition, This does not mean that you don't go off your business plan. This does not mean that you don't check your checkbook to make sure everything is looking okay. But often we can find so much genius and so many good decisions by going with our gut. Because I've talked to so many great leaders. I've been really honored to talk to some of them, and they will always say their biggest decisions and their biggest moves were gut decisions. And they were sometimes not the ones that everybody thought they should do. Many of you know I had a practice in Virginia Beach, and I opened it in 2008. And that was like the worst year possible to open a clinic, the crash of 2008, if any of you remember. And I remember some of my greatest advocates, my greatest mentors were like, Jen, great idea, but we don't want you to fail, I didn't want to fail either. I didn't want to fail, but I knew what my vision was, and I'm like, you know what? If I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. And I just went for it, you guys. And to this day, I sold that practice last year and to a great therapist, and she's continuing to grow it. IMT PT is alive and well in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm alive and well here in Fort Collins. So isn't that great? When you take that leap, just kind of take the leap. Make the commitment. It can really do profound things. You don't want to, when you use your intuition, what you guys will find, and I love this point, someone had said this to me once, when you use your intuition, you don't care if you fail. If you guys think about the times that you use your intuition, you really kind of finally let that go. And that's such a beautiful thing. You got to get rid of the critter brain. That's the one that after you make the decision, you're lying in bed at night, thinking about 20 reasons why you shouldn't do what you're about to do. But that's what kind of makes us the kind of higher level species in the animal kingdom. We have our higher level cortex to kind of say, you know what, it's okay, critter brain. We're going to actually be okay, and we're going to take this leap. So, really try to think about that. Really trust your intuition. If you don't think you have a really great one, you guys, we can refine that. You can hone that. Everyone has it. It's just knowing how to use it at the right time. So, intuition with soul purpose really, you guys, creates genius in your life. So, our next point, our start, no plan B with no plan B. What does that mean? You guys, when we really keep our vision at the top of the game, it creates a stronger vision, and it gives you that never give up mentality. Winston Churchill, right? When you run your race, when you don't, you kind of put the blinders on a little bit. Doesn't mean you're not you're making kind of reckless decisions, but you're really seeing your vision. That's going to really help you get there without really thinking what the alternative's going to be. You know, I often, say that your course may change. That is very, very common. It doesn't mean that your vision has changed. You know, I think of my twin sister. Many of you have at least seen pictures of her. We're identical twins, but we are completely mirror opposite in every way. So for me, when I have a vision and I see hurdles, I'm like, balls to the wall, run through all the hurdles, like I'm just going nuts with it. And then my sister's more like, you know what? There might be another way we need to go with this. Step back and let's wait and resonate. And there's beauty in both of those. Remember when I said the whole point of like your advocates? She's a lot different than me, but she helps pull me back off the ledge when I'm running kind of toward a wall, and I help kind of put a little fire under it, right? So that's a beautiful thing. So just remember, your course may change, and that's okay, but your vision is still there, and that's really important. Again, go figure. You need to dump some things. Dump those that don't believe in you. You guys, again, you need those advocates. You got to have people around you that believe in your vision and don't think it's crazy, okay? Dump those people. But also, you want the people in your life that are going to be honest with you. You don't want them blowing sunshine up your rear, okay? You want them to be advocates for you, but be honest about what you need to be doing next. So remember, no plan B with no plan B, okay? I think of just some of the greatest leaders, again, of our country. Abraham Lincoln. I don't really think he had a plan B. He had a lot of hurdles. He had a lot of people that didn't like him. And by the way, he also had a personal hurdle of, he suffered from severe chronic depression. I don't know if you guys knew that. But he was known as one of the greatest presidents in the world. I don't think he had a plan B. What if he would have gone off his vision? Where would we be at today? Who knows? Just something to think about. So, our fifth star. This is another one of my favorites. Spirituality. Spirituality with essential self. What do I mean about that? So, your spirituality with essential self really creates just this really copious dance, graceful dance. You guys, spirituality is really what we see beyond ourselves, what we see ourselves in the world as, however that looks to you. And the truth is, that's why we want to better ourselves, right? We want to contribute to the world, we want to give back, we want to really influence in a really great way. How we connect the world is what we're really here for. When we're at the end of our life, when we're wondering if we've done something good, we're not worried about how many cars we have or how much money we've made. We really want to connect with people and know that we made a difference, that we shifted people, that we moved people. That's your spirituality. You guys, we got to connect back to that. That comes back to your authentic self. Essential self is just a word we use in the IMT world that really connects to your deeper part of yourself. But that's so, so important. You got to dump the belief that you're small. So many of us practitioners, I say too, like, you're a powerful creator. I'm a powerful creator, but